I'm here to introduce you to the camera that you've checked out. This is going to be a general overview on the use of how to set up and use this camera. Now, if you want to get any more specific beyond the general description I give you today, there will be a manual included inside the camera bag. I suggest you look at the manual for any questions beyond what I talk about here today. But now, right here, this is the camera that you're going to be using. The camera here has a number of features I'm going to talk about, but it's a fully automatic camera. Right now, when it's in full auto mode, and it should be in full auto mode when you take it out. If it's in full auto, there's not a lot of things you need to know about other than press record. I'm going to go over some of the things that you are going to need to know about in this video. One of the first things you should do is take the lens cap off. So what we're going to do right here, going to come right here, take the lens cap off. You're going to push these two buttons right here, slide that off, and your lens cap is off. You want to, first and foremost, we need to get power to the camera. Inside the camera bag, there will be a battery, and this is your battery right here. The battery is going to go on the back of the camera right here. Now, the battery here, you're going to see on the bottom of the battery right here, there'll be like, it looks like teeth at the bottom of it. That's the bottom of the battery. There's also an arrow on the back side of it that you can use to know which direction it goes in. It's going to go into this little cavity in the back of the camera here. You're going to put the arrow down and slide it into it till you hear a little click. That means it's in there and it's good to use. This is the power switch right here. Now the red button, a lot of new people think that they're new to using these cameras think that the red button is your power button because there's an on and off there. That is not. That is your record button. That button right there you're going to use to record video. We'll talk about that later. The actual switch is this circle on the outside of it. This white button you see right here, this unlocks the switch. You're going to depress that and then spin this power switch, and it's going to go from off to on. When it's on, you're going to see this red light right here come on. You're also going to see this blue LED ring right here come on as well. On the side of the camera here, there are a number of different compartments. There's some doors. This is where you're going to plug in your SD card. You're going to flip it open like this. It's going to open up. Now, when you're not using them, you want to close them back. But when you're actively using them, open up the slot. You've got two slots here. You've got slot 1 and slot 2 that you can use to plug in SD cards. Now, we're talking about SD cards. This right here is an SD card. To put it in, you're going to slide it into one of the slots, label facing upwards. It'll only go in one way. If you try to put it in the wrong way, it will not go in. Put it in with the label facing up, push it in like this. And then once it's in, you'll see that light flash, and that means it's ready to go. Close it up, and you will shoot. Now, to remove the card, this is very important because a lot of people don't know how to remove it once they put it in there. You're going to open this back up, and then you're going to tap it one time, and it's going to shoot it back out. It's going to eject it, and you're going to pull it out like that. This right here is the zoom control for the camera. There's a T and a W. It's pretty self-explanatory. T for tight, zooms in. W for wide, that zooms out. Up here on the camera, there's two viewfinders. One, there's the traditional eyepiece right here. A slightly easier way to pay attention to what we're doing here is you're going to open up this viewfinder right here. What you're going to worry about is right here where it says 0H47M. That's telling you how much time you have on the memory card you stuck in there. Also, up here where you see the green pause sign, if you hit the record button, which I'm going to hit, you'll notice that it switches to a red dot. And you see that the numbers here are no longer zeros, they're rolling. If you see those numbers moving and that red dot going, that means you're recording. Now, I'm going to come around here to this side of the camera, and I'm going to show you how to plug in a microphone. Right up here, there is a little mini plug right here. It says external mic up here at the top. Inside of your camera bag, there will be a cord. This right here, we're going to plug into the camera. So we're going to come right here, switch back to here, and we're going to say, plug this in to this little spot right here. Plugs in right there. This is not going to be long. The cord's not going to be long enough to get you in most situations. So there's going to be an extension cord inside the camera bag, just like this right here. It's going to give you an option of plugging it in to this to lengthen it. Now, what you'll see right here is we'll have our male end and our female end. The male end has got 3 prongs right here, and it's going to go into these 3 holes right here. You're going to plug it in like so, like that. Now to unplug it, now it's got a lock on it right here. It will not come undone if the lock is enabled. So if you want to unplug them, all you got to do is push this button and it removes it. On this end, we're going to plug our microphone in. You're going to plug these in like that. Goes in there. Once it's in, should be good and secure. To unplug it, you're going to push this button right here. You're going to slide it off like that. Tripod is going to be in a tripod bag like this right here. We've got a tripod bag. We're going to take it out, unzip it, and you're going to see inside. Now, the tripod itself, it's got 2 stages of legs to adjust for different heights. We're going to worry about the bottom stage first. But in order to open it, you're going to open up the legs like this and make sure that the spreaders here lay flat on the ground. If you don't, you can actually break these spreaders and it can cause the camera to be unstable. Make sure they lay flat and go flat onto the ground. Now, I'm going to get down here with it. You're going to see, now we're going to do the first stage of raising these up. These knobs right here, they're on each leg. You're going to loosen those to raise the leg up. You're going to loosen it, turn it counterclockwise about a 1/2 or a 3/4 turn in order to get it loose. Now, I'm going to step back up here and then I'm going to put my foot down on the spreaders here to give it a little bit of support, and then I'm going to pull it up, and then once I get it up to this level, I'm going to tighten this back down. I'm going to turn it clockwise to tighten it. But I'm going to get this a little bit higher and also demonstrate the second stage. Once again, you're going to loosen these counterclockwise. You're going to raise this up and then tighten this back down. The next thing we're going to do is I'm going to show you right here on the top of the camera. There's a little bubble that is right here. See if we can get a shot of that right there. There's a little circle and it's got a bubble, much like a carpenter's level. In this little bubble, this is very important. You want to get the bubble into this circle. So a way to do that, we're going to grab this handle right here and we're going to loosen it just a little bit. You don't want to loosen it too much. If you loosen it too much, the whole thing can fall apart. Then you're going to kind of adjust this, move the head around a little bit until the bubble is inside of that circle. Tighten it back down. Once you tighten it back down, everything should be level. Now, the next thing we're going to do, we're talking about putting it on the tripod. Now, it's going to be loosened. This knob right here is going to be important, something you need to secure the camera onto the tripod with. As you'll notice right here, if you can see the threading in this button right here, that means it's loose, it's good. This all the way tightened in means it's not. If you cannot see the threading in that gap right there, then that means it's not loose. You're going to turn it this way. You see the metal right there? That means it's loose enough to use. Now, to put it on the tripod, red button is very important. This is the back of the tripod head. The camera is going to go in lens this direction. So what we're going to do is there's grooves right here, and then this right here, the camera, the bottom of it, the plate, I'm trying to get it adjusted so you see it's got grooves on it, and it's going to slide into that little spot right there. I'm going to come back this way and show you it's going to slide on into place just like that. Now, you do not have to push this red button to get the camera onto the tripod, but you will need to push it to take it off. If you're taking it off, it will be locked until you push this red button and it'll slide off. The next step is going to be, you're going to tighten this back down again to keep the camera from sliding around on the tripod head. Once that's tightened in place, the tripod won't move. If it's loosened, the camera is going to move around on the tripod head. You do not want that to happen. Tighten it back down. The next thing we're going to talk about is this lever right here. This is your tilt lock. This is going to help you adjust your shot, tilting it up and down. If it's locked down, you're not going to be able to adjust it. You got to push it upwards to loosen it, and then you're going to tilt. You can tilt it up and down as you need to. Get your shot adjusted where you want to, lock it down like that right there. And then at that point, all you've got to do is hit the record button, which is right here on the thumb grip, and you're recording video.